Why are there not more people talking about sustainable diets? Welcome to our video on sustainable diets, eating for a greener future. Let's explore how our food choices can impact the planet. A sustainable diet is one that balances human health with the health of our planet. It emphasizes consuming foods that are nutritious, have a low environmental impact, and are produced ethically. Such diets encourage the intake of plant-based foods, moderate amounts of animal-sourced foods, and avoidance of food waste. The goal is to meet nutritional needs while minimizing environmental degradation, ensuring food security, and promoting fair food systems for future generations. Sustainable diets are not just about what we eat, but how the food is grown, processed, and transported. They prioritize local and seasonal products, which generally require less energy for transportation and storage. This approach supports biodiversity, water conservation, and soil health. Additionally, sustainable diets often align with traditional eating patterns, which are usually based on locally available resources. The concept of sustainable diets also includes social and economic dimensions. It seeks to support livelihoods by choosing fair trade products that ensure fair wages and working conditions for farmers and workers. Thus, adopting a sustainable diet is a comprehensive approach to eating which considers long-term impacts on health, the economy, and the environment. Sustainable diets do not necessarily have to be vegan. While plant-based diets are often highlighted for their low environmental impact, sustainable eating can include moderate amounts of animal products. The key is to choose sustainably sourced animal products like pasture-raised eggs or grass-fed beef, which have a lower environmental footprint compared to industrially produced counterparts. Animal agriculture significantly contributes to greenhouse gas emissions, deforestation, and water usage. However, not all animal farming practices are equally detrimental. Regenerative grazing and integrated crop livestock systems can enhance soil health and biodiversity. Thus, a sustainable diet can be omnivorous, provided it focuses on quality over quantity regarding animal products. Incorporating small amounts of dairy, fish, and other animal products can still align with sustainable eating principles. The emphasis is on reducing overall consumption and choosing products with lower ecological impacts. Sustainable diets can be inclusive and flexible, adapting to cultural and individual dietary preferences while reducing environmental harm. Sustainable diets are not only environmentally friendly, but they also offer numerous health benefits. They are typically high in fruits, vegetables, nuts, and whole grains, which are associated with reduced risks of chronic diseases. The high fiber content of these foods improves digestive health and can aid in maintaining a healthy weight. Lower consumption of red and processed meats, which sustainable diets encourage, is linked to a reduced risk of heart disease, certain cancers, and type 2 diabetes. By focusing on whole, unprocessed foods, individuals can improve their nutritional intake, gaining vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that support overall health. Moreover, sustainable diets often promote mindful eating practices, which can lead to improved mental well-being and a healthier relationship with food. By choosing locally grown and seasonal produce, individuals can enjoy fresher, more nutrient-dense foods while supporting local economies and reducing their carbon footprint. Dietary choices significantly impact the carbon footprint. A shift towards plant-based foods and away from meat and dairy can drastically reduce greenhouse gas emissions. This is because producing plant-based foods generally requires less land, water, and energy compared to animal agriculture. Transporting food over long distances contributes to carbon emissions. Therefore, eating locally and seasonally can also lower our carbon footprint. Foods that are grown closer to home do not need to travel as far, reducing emissions associated with transportation. Moreover, they often require less packaging and processing, further cutting down on energy use. Reducing food waste is another critical aspect of minimizing carbon emissions. When food waste decomposes in landfills, it releases methane, a potent greenhouse gas. By planning meals, storing food properly, and composting, individuals can play a role in reducing food waste and its associated emissions. Section 5. Budget-friendly sustainable eating. Embracing a sustainable diet doesn't have to be expensive. One effective strategy is to plan meals around affordable staples like grains, legumes, and in-season vegetables. These foods are not only cost-effective but also form the foundation of a nutritious and sustainable diet. Buying in bulk can significantly reduce costs, especially for dry goods like rice, beans, and oats. Additionally, shopping at local farmers markets can offer fresh produce at competitive prices, often with the added benefit of supporting local agriculture. Seasonal foods are usually cheaper and more abundant, making them a budget-friendly choice. Reducing meat consumption can also cut grocery bills. Meat is often the most expensive component of a diet, so substituting with plant-based proteins like lentils and chickpeas can lead to significant savings. Cooking at home more frequently and preparing larger batches for meals can also help manage food expenses while minimizing waste. Section 6. Realism and healthiness of sustainable diets. Adopting a sustainable diet is realistic and can be tailored to individual preferences and lifestyles. While it may require some initial planning and adjustment, the long-term benefits for both health and the environment are substantial. Sustainable diets offer flexibility, accommodating varied cultural and dietary needs while promoting balanced nutrition. The healthiness of a sustainable diet is well supported by research. By emphasizing whole, minimally processed foods, these diets provide essential nutrients and reduce the intake of unhealthy additives and preservatives. They encourage moderation and variety, which are key components of a healthy diet. Transitioning to a sustainable diet can start with small steps, such as meatless Mondays or incorporating more plant-based meals. Gradual changes make it easier to maintain these habits over time. Education and awareness about the benefits and options available can empower individuals to make informed decisions for healthier, sustainable living. Section 7. Examples of sustainable foods. Many foods are both nutritious and environmentally friendly. Legumes such as beans, lentils, and peas are excellent protein sources with a low environmental impact. They fix nitrogen in the soil, reducing the need for synthetic fertilizers. Whole grains like quinoa, oats, and barley are also sustainable choices that support health and soil biodiversity. Fruits and vegetables are central to sustainable diets. Seasonal produce like summer berries or winter squash maximizes nutrition while minimizing environmental costs. Nuts and seeds, including almonds, walnuts, and flax seeds, offer healthy fats and proteins with a relatively light environmental footprint. Seafood can be part of a sustainable diet when sourced responsibly. Choosing fish from sustainable fisheries or farmed using eco-friendly practices helps preserve marine ecosystems. Certifications like MSC or Marine Stewardship Council can guide consumers in making sustainable seafood choices. Section 8. Environmentally harmful foods. Certain foods are particularly harmful to the environment. Beef and lamb production have the highest carbon footprints due to methane emissions from ruminant digestion, land use for grazing, and feed production. Intensive dairy farming also has significant environmental impacts, including high water usage and greenhouse gas emissions. Palm oil is another example of an environmentally detrimental food product. Large-scale palm oil plantations contribute to deforestation, habitat destruction, and loss of biodiversity, particularly in tropical regions. Unsustainable fishing practices deplete fish stocks and damage marine environments, making some seafood choices less eco-friendly. Processed foods often have hidden environmental costs due to their reliance on energy-intensive production and packaging. Reducing consumption of highly processed foods can lower environmental impact and promote better health. Consumers can influence the market by choosing products with transparent and sustainable sourcing practices. Section 9. The life cycle of food production. The life cycle of food production encompasses several stages, each with environmental implications. It begins with the cultivation of crops or rearing of animals, which involves inputs like water, fertilizers, and energy. Sustainable practices at this stage, such as organic farming and crop rotation, can mitigate negative impacts. Harvesting and processing are next, where food is prepared for consumption or further manufacturing. This stage often requires energy for processing and packaging, with sustainability efforts focusing on reducing waste and utilizing biodegradable materials. Transportation follows, with local sourcing reducing emissions linked to long-distance transport. Finally, the consumption and waste stage involves how food is used and disposed of. Sustainable diets emphasize reducing food waste through mindful consumption and effective waste management practices, like composting. Each stage of the food production life cycle offers opportunities to reduce environmental impact and promote sustainable eating habits. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, Please like and subscribe for more content on sustainable living.